Hey everybody, it is day 8 of the Dolphin Series. Now, I just recently got to Adventure Rank 25, I beat the Leeway questline, and once you beat the Leeway questline, you get access to do the Serenitea Pot story quest, because what we have to do before we get into the Serenitea Pot, we gotta do the story quest where we get introduced to Yang Fei. She's like a lawyer of Leeway, and you gotta kind of go through her whole story before you get access to the Serenitea Pot. Basically, we're talking to Madam Ping right here. She's just like, hey, I got a special treasure for you. And you're like, oh, that's great. But it's like, but I need this rare material and I'm having trouble getting it. But I got this one girl, she's looking for it for me, Yang Fei. So we pretty much have to help her find this special material before we can get access to the Serenitea Pot. It's unfortunate, but you have to kind of go through it. Now, I wasn't crazy about the storyline. I just kind of want to get into the Serenitea Pot and start building stuff so that way I can get all my materials, because you want to try to do that as soon as possible because you get resources and it's kind of like a time thing. So the faster you get to it, the better. So I kind of suggest just speeding through the storyline, but if you want to kind of listen to it, feel free, but I'll kind of give you the Cliff Note versions here. Alright, here we are at the end of the story quest line. Now, essentially what has happened is that we're helping out this lady. She had this hairpin that she got from this guy. It had like a jade stone or something in it. Now, this guy I guess put out an insurance claim or something on it, because I guess we had to give it back. I'm not sure. But what ended up happening, since she lost it, she was going to have to pay him, you know, tens of thousands of mora to make up for the lost item. But due to us doing research and everything, like we talked to various people in the town, got all these documents and everything, and due to that we found out that this guy sold us some fake jadestone stuff, so really it was valued improperly. And according to the contract between him and her, it basically said that, well, if you sell fake materials, you actually have to pay 10 times to me what the price was. He's like, oh, 10 times? That's terrible. Well, I can't afford that. So after them talking back and forth, it's just like, oh, don't worry about it. You don't have to pay me 10 times. Let's just call it even. And since you have this chunk of jade stone that you don't really need, it's basically useless to you, why don't you just give that to Yang Fei, you know, to pay for her services for being my lawyer? And he's like, okay, yeah, I'm cool with that. I'd rather do that than pay you like hundreds of thousands of mora. And then Yang Fei's just like, well, it doesn't quite work that way, but I guess that works because I do need this material that I told I would give Madam Ping. So once we get that material, we are now able to go to Madam Ping and she can make us the Serenitea Pot. Alright, now that you have access to the Serenitea Pot, the first thing you got to do is choose the layout. I suggest that you choose the beach layout because when you get extra islands added to the world as you build up your trust rank, things aren't too far away. If you go with the sky level or the mountain level, you have to walk on these like platforms to get over to like each of the islands, and it just takes a long time. And then there's also this traveling salesman where he might appear on a random island. So if he's like on this super far island, you have to like walk very far away. Whereas the beach level, the farthest island is not that big of a walk. I think they even added like waypoints or something for this, but I don't really find it useful. It's kind of a waste of your resources and coins to buy, because you get a certain amount of coins based on how much furniture you have in your world. So that's what I recommend. Alright, so here's Tubby. He's like your main guy that you're going to be talking to. He allows you to create stuff and put things into the world. Now, what you're trying to do here is build up your trust rank. We're starting out at trust rank 1. You want to try to get to trust rank 4 as fast as you can. And the way to do that is you want to focus on buying blueprint. Here's like the first mistake that I kind of made. You want to, once you go to like the blueprint section, there's purple items, blue items, green items, you want to focus on buying the purple blueprints. You saw right there where I was able to gather coins. Now that's based on how many items you have in the level, but you want to be really careful not to buy the Inazuma purple blueprints, because you can only make those if you have the tree materials, and you can only get the tree materials if you're in Inazuma. So I took a while to get to Inazuma, but if I was doing this again, I would recommend that you want to try to get to Inazuma as soon as possible. Alright, see here where I'm scrolling through these various sections. Like, the number 1 section is furnishing blueprints, because you want to buy those purple blueprints. The second section that's important is realm treasures, because you can buy speed up vials, but I wouldn't buy those until you get past trust rank 4, because they give you free speed up vials. And then the last one is riches of the world, to where you can buy the plot of lands to plant flower seeds, but you can't really make flower seeds until you beat the Inazuma story quest line and you get to reputation rank 3. So again, one of the reasons why you want to kind of hurry up and get to Inazuma. Now here is the stuff that you need to make most of the materials. Hopefully you were collecting these materials along the way. Like, you have red dye, generally you use Sunsetta. There's other things you can use for that, like carrots, but Sunsetta is usually the easiest one, but carrots is pretty common too. Then you have the yellow dye, which you use berries for, and then you have the blue dye, which mainly you use mints for, and they have various other materials that you can use, but those are the materials that I would recommend. And then the hardest one is you got to make paper, what you need silk flowers for. Now, I told you Zen Kui is one of the strongest in the game and he uses silk flowers, so ideally you want to try to collect silk flowers as much as you can. I think flowers replenish every 2 days, so that's also a reason to hurry up and get to Leeway, so that way you can get all the silk flowers. But that's just something to keep in mind when you kind of get over here to the Serenitea Pot. So once you got all of your materials created, you can start creating your blueprints. Now if you look on my screen, I know I'm going pretty fast, there's like a little blue square in the corner that shows blueprints that you haven't created yet, and you want to create those, ideally the purple ones, because they build up your trust rank. And that's what we're trying to do, so that way we can get to the next trust rank. Currently right now in the game, I'm at trust rank 7. So using the speed up vials is one of the best ways to do that. And all the way up to, I believe, trust rank 4 or maybe trust rank 5, they just give you free speed up vials, and that should be enough to get you to the next trust rank. Alright, now that I created these blueprints, I want to start placing them in my world. So right there, I placed the 3 things that I made outside, but you also want to make sure that you go inside, so that way you place the things in there. Now this is important because what it does is it increases your furniture score, and you want your furniture score to be as high as possible. Ideally 20,000, because the higher your furniture score, the more coins per hour you get, which allows you to buy more items, which is very important, so that way in the future you can start buying like free 60 resin, some Mora, some artifact experience. So you want to get that up as fast as you can, and that's one of the reasons why these trust ranks and this furniture score matters. Now the furniture score is there in the right hand corner. Also when you go outside, it'll show you. Another thing is, you see I'm going through all these things to make sure that I didn't forget any objects. I see that lamp, so now I'm placing that. And then there's the companion system. Now the companion system, you want to make sure you put out, that's a free 100 furniture score, and you get extra companion for every trust rank. So since I'm trust rank 7, I can put 7 companions out there. Now, see right here, this is the little Serenitea Pot. If you remember the experience book, it's something kind of like that, to where they want you to do certain things and you get all these extra blueprints. So you definitely want to make sure you're checking that all the time, unlocking those things. I'm getting all these, so this gives me a lot of furniture score. I'm going to go ahead and just go back to Tubby, talk to him, and just use my speed up vials, so that way I can get to that next trust rank as soon as possible. See right there, I got a purple one, so that's good. Definitely want to create that. I'm close to trust rank 2 here. That one. And there you go. Got to trust rank 2. So that's essentially what you're doing. By doing that, now I can have an extra companion, and I got some more speed up vials. And you see me collect the coins from the pot. Also on that same page, I could have hit the right trigger to get friendship experience for my companions inside the house. Ideally, if you're about to get to a trust rank, you want to kind of wait till you go up a trust rank, because you can add extra companion and they get that friendship level. So that's important, because you know, if you get 10 friends with friendship level, you get primal gems. So it's nice to like get at least 10 friends with max friendship level. I'm just going to kind of rinse and repeat this thing until I can't really make any more furnitures for the rest of the day. Once you kind of go through and create all these furniture, so remember the things with the blue square in the right hand corner, those are the ones that you haven't created. So once you use your speed up vials on all of those, and those are all created, what I suggest is, if you see that purple one, that's the one that I currently always make when I run out of things to create, because it's pretty easy to do. It just takes paper and some wood, which you can get right in front of Monostat. So I generally just make that, because remember, we need to get that furniture score up. So if you keep making purple items, every purple item gets you 90 furniture score. Every blue item gets you 60 furniture score, and every green item gets you 30 furniture score. This is also the same thing for trust rank, but remember, it's only for the first time if that blueprint has that blue square at the right hand corner. Ideally, you want to make purple items. Now, the only problem is, when you make purple items, it takes 16 hours to create. Now, if you make blue items, it's 14 hours, and if you make green items, it's 12 hours. Now, you can kind of min-max if you have a friend come to your world and talk to Tubby. It knocks off 4 hours on all your creations. That's what I should be doing, but it's kind of annoying, so I tend not to, and I just buy the speed up vials. Plus, you can only do it one time a day. I logged into my current account, that way you can see where I'm at. I'm at trust rank 7. Once I load into the world, you see that I'm have over 18,000 furniture rank score, and I have 476 coins that I've already collected, so I can buy some furniture blueprints. But I also got to remember, I need to talk to Tubby and see what he's holding in his pot, because I don't want that to get full. I completed the main story quest in Inazuma, so I was able to get the plot of lands to where I could get seeds to grow flowers for other characters and get materials. But let me discuss Inazuma later on in this video. Alright, here you get to kind of see the various islands that I've unlocked. It also shows the furniture score on each island. So with these islands, you can only hold so much. Like my load over there, it's red, meaning that I can't put no more on this island. So I had to put other furniture items on these other islands. So here I'm talking to Tubby, and I'm going to go ahead and look at my creation queue. Once I get here in the creation queue, I completed these 4 items, and they're purple items. So they're worth 90 trust rank each. Now, if you look at my trust rank score, it's trust rank 7. And I also have 1460 out of 1500. So another 40 trust rank, I'm going to go up to trust rank 8. So once I accept these items into my inventory, it's going to go ahead and push me up to trust rank 8. Also, you see the companions hosted, where I have a little bit of companion purpleness to where that's going to increase their companionship. Also, there's the pot that I talked about, where I have 476 out of 1800. So I can collect that, and I can get more coins to buy more blueprints. So I'm going to go ahead and collect one of these furnishings. That way my trust rank is going to go up to 8, as you see there. Now that it's trust rank 8, I can get some primogems, and I can also get a couple more blueprints. I might as well just go ahead and collect all these furnishings while I'm in here. And you see me scrolling down looking for another furnishing to create. I went ahead and created the one with a little blue square in the right hand corner, so that way I can increase that trust rank later on in the future. And now that I have completed trust rank 8, you see that I get 2 other furnishing blueprints. They're just blue, unfortunately, but that's gonna help me increase my furnishing without me spending coins, so it's still good to get. In here I'm going inside so that way I can add my new furniture that I created to the house. You'll see me just clicking on the map, scrolling down to an area that doesn't have a high furnishing score. That helps me know that the load won't be maxed out. So I went ahead and just put in an item. I generally just throw these anywhere. You can make it decorative if you want. Doesn't matter. You're really just trying to get that score up so that we can get like 20,000 furniture score so you can get the most coins per hour. And then, you know, here's the companion section again, where I thought my companions went up, but it turns out trust rank 9 is where my companions go up, and then I have the max companions that I can add to this world. So I'm almost there. Alright, now I'm talking to Tubby again. I'm going to kind of go more in detail on this section right here. Again, you got companion hostess over there, you got the jar with the coins, but since I use the controller, if I press triangle, I can actually look and see where my furniture score is. And they call it Adeptal energy needed. I just call it furniture score. But you see here, it tells you how much friendship per hour you can get. So I'm at luxury, so I'm getting 5 friendship per hour. So at least I'm getting the max friendship per hour, but it just kind of gets you some primo gems, just a couple in the future. But if you notice in the middle column, I only get 28 coins per hour. That's why I want to get that fit for a king, but I need to have 20,000 furniture score to do that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take my coins for the day, and then I'm gonna go ahead and create some more furnishings. Now I want to go ahead and just show you this thing right here. Now I told you about the blue square in the right hand corner, but when you're creating a furnishing, that blue square is going to still be there. So you might accidentally create the furnishing twice, and you're like, oh no, I messed up, I created that furnishing twice. But what you can do is you can actually cancel that creation and you get your materials back. But you want to be really careful, because if you press the wrong button, you could use a speed up file and it instantly created. Then you're out of luck. You just created that item. Hopefully, if you did make 2, you could just cancel the other one. But you want to be real careful there. Then here we are in the realm Teapot. Now, I'm pretty much going to go to furnishing blueprints. But first I'm going to go ahead and go to the furnishing section, because I want to buy some speed up vials. That way I can make these blueprints faster. This is pretty much what I'm kind of spending most of my money on. Now I have realm treasures, and you see how I can get the artifact satisfying essence, which is going to give me artifact experience. I can also get the transient resin right now if I had enough coins. But you want to try to get that trust rank to 10, and you also want to at least get your coins to 20,000 furniture score, so that way you're getting the max coins per hour before you start messing with this at all. So I would bypass realm treasures until you get trust rank 10. Then you can kind of do whatever you want with your coins, and I recommend the resin, then the artifact experience. Here I'm just scrolling through the furnishing blueprints. Now I already ended up buying all of the purple blueprints, and since I'm in Inazuma, I got all those pretty much created. So now I want to buy the blue furnishing blueprints. Now you want to kind of scroll towards the top and get those furnishing blueprints, because you probably spent most of your time in Mondstadt or Leeway, and you're hitting trees if you were listening to what I said earlier. So you're going to have more of those materials, so that way you don't have to go out in the world, try to hit more trees to get the materials to create it. One thing to just kind of watch out for, once you scroll up to the top, there's like a chandelier or like a house kind of frame looking thing, and all that does is change the wall. You don't want to buy those first. Also, the thing that looks kind of like a floor, like the colorful checkered tile, stuff like that in the ceilings, you want to kind of avoid those. You want to buy desks, chairs, all that stuff first, because yes, when you create those, it's going to increase your trust rank, but they won't help your furniture score, because what that does, it just replaces the ceiling item inside the house, and it replaces the lamp inside, well, the chandelier inside the house, and it also just replaced the floor tile. So you want to kind of, you know, double dip, where if you're going to create something, you want it to increase your trust rank, and you want it to also increase your furniture score. Once you hit 20,000, it doesn't really matter no more. You're mainly just trying to increase trust rank, because you just need 20,000 furniture score. So be careful of that. One more thing of that section is you saw like those things that look like scrolls, and you saw that those were purple, and you're probably wondering, why didn't I buy those? Those are like furniture sets, not a blueprint. So it doesn't increase your trust rank, it doesn't increase your furniture score. It's just a set that you can make once you have a certain amount of furniture. Now, they want you to kind of make sets, but you really can kind of bypass it. Yes, it gets you 2 furnitures, and it's good for the teapot experience, but you could probably just do that if you just make blue furnitures and purple furnitures and make a couple extra ones. So I wouldn't worry about those. I would just focus on, you know, the purple furnitures that aren't scrolls, then the blue furnitures that aren't ceilings and tiles and all that stuff, and then go from there. Then I'm just basically buying, you know, the speed up vials, and now I'm creating some furniture to be done for today, and let that just kind of go. Now, I could use my speed up vials to go ahead and make these blue ones, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it today, and I'll buy some speed up vials tomorrow, because, you know, you can buy 5 a day. But if I was doing this again, I would recommend that you want to try to get to Inazuma as soon as possible, because there's also fishing, which I mentioned in the last video, and you can't really unlock the catch unless you're in Inazuma. You have to get certain places so that way you can get the fishing spot. It also allows you to buy more purple blueprints, because they added that. This was after Serenitea Pot came out, so getting those materials just helps get your trust rank faster. So I recommend getting the top purple blueprints and not scroll towards the bottom, because that's towards the Inazuma ones. Get those, buy as much as you can of those. Then once you bought everything that you can for the day, just focus on the storyline, so that way you can get to Inazuma. If you can possibly complete the Inazuma whole storyline Archon quest, that would be perfect. That actually puts you at a really good spot. You could probably have a lot of adventure rank, and then you can kind of do all the little side stories later. I kind of did the side stories, and I kind of wasted time, or I collected materials and stuff, and I would have been better off if I just would have focused mainly on that main story quest line, because it just allows you to do more things in the game. Well, that's going to do it for day 8 today. Look forward to day 9, and talk to you guys later.